lane, don't come around. Maniac, burn the wrong bridge, ice cold horror, so they say that I'm a
NDG, ISP legend, worldwide, Queen. NDG, ISP legend, worldwide, Queen. NDG, ISP legend, worldwide, Queen.
Stanquin, Remy Osama. This is the AZD of ISP Nation.
If it ain't BTO, fuck where you heard.
That's a shout out
Welcome everybody
to the Red Dragon.
to
You is not the same.
Prolific Expression. Let's tap in a little bit.
Suspended, you the motherfucking lane, don't come around. Maniac, burn the wrong bridge, ice cold horror, so they say that I'm a fucking tread. Everything you do is synthetic. Tattoos on my face, and I really don't regret it. What the fuck you mean? We the new Illuminati. You want to faggot, but we bow our head to John Goddess. Gang membership don't mean that you a gangster. If you a rat up in the pit, they gon' save you. So why you think it's gonna be that in the streets? What percent of the elite? You can never be me, Pete. So with AGD and a Maserati. Beast mode, so keep it, you could never tame me. I'd rather die than to break my word. Outcast, we can't guys, we to go with a word. Yeah, that I breathe. I'm yelling for the elite, cause we the new breed. I'm a guy who better fall to my feet. I made it to the war. All you did was retreat. You wear a mask, cause you're scared to breathe the air that I breathe. I'm yelling for the elite, cause we the new breed. I'm a guy who better fall to my feet. I made it to the war. All you did was retreat.
Never ever go to sleep, rolling deep, hand and reach, love, share, peace, practice what I preach. Talented brothers killing brothers, time to just unite. Dirty cops murdered another black man the other night. Got snipers on the rooftop. It's me against the world like
The date is April 3rd, 2023, 9 a.m. Listening to some
GPS tracker.
Remy Osama, AZD, and San Quentin music that hits the soul, speaks truth.
Victory is beautiful. Flaws was achievable. Nobody is perfect. I'm working on my flaws.
There's nothing more beautiful than truth. Truth could be harsh too. Depends how you look at it. I would like to hear truth more than anything else. Don't matter
Language is what a man hides.
how harsh it is. It's harsher to live
Words have
in a lie. It's harsher to be blind to the world.
With them, humans can communicate ideas and concepts. You help them understand their world and master their life. You have to learn to be precise when you use the words and your mastery of language. One of the keys to dropping many of your mental chains and regaining your personal independence and mental freedom is gaining a deep and true understanding of words and language. With this, the entire universe is literally at your command. If your parents didn't get it right, they didn't have enough money. Maybe when you were growing up, they just didn't have enough. They didn't know how to communicate effectively to each other or to you. Maybe they were unhealthy or their habits attached to the fact. Then what are you doing to you've had it you all along. All you need is someone to come and reawaken the knowledge in you. There are 1,000 ways that people will try to tear you down and make you feel bad about yourself. And there are a million ways you can tell them to go fuck themselves as you continue to succeed and live a life of passion and power. This is Be the Best, Fuck the Rest. This is INC Nation. This is a worldwide movement. Look it up, motherfuckers.
Man, That's a powerful message. If your parents didn't get it right, it's time for us to fix it. Here we go. Welcome, YouTube land. Welcome, everybody, to Prolific Expression. The time right now is on Earth is 9:06 a.m. in the morning. It's Monday. Many people are probably working. Many people are probably sleeping. I wanted to speak a little bit on Stoicism. Got a couple of quotes here that really hit. We got one right here. Let me see here. Yeah, we got pin. All right. So yeah, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. That's one Stoic quote I really, really enjoy. That's for all the hardworking people that work in warehouse jobs, that are truck drivers, that are even the people that are working in grocery stores. All you guys, everybody that works hard, you know what I mean? All you guys, that's for you guys. Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. Another one. For it is easy to criticize and break down the spirit of others, but to know yourself takes a lifetime. You know, there's no reason to break anybody down. It doesn't matter if it's a cat or a dog, a human. There's no reason for you to put something from nature down just to build yourself up. And look, it goes on to this Stoic quote: all cruelty springs from weakness. So if you're a cruel person to an animal, if you're a cruel person to your not to your loved ones, let's say to another person that you just don't like, and you just become cruel to them, you start talking crap, you start bullying them or whatever. It all stems from weakness. So the bully in high school is really weak. That bully preys on I guess you could say the weaker too. I was bullied in high school. Shit, I'm like most people have been, I'm sure. So looking back and remembering how that bully used to bully me, I could see that it stemmed from a weakness in him. He was very weak. See, Tony had the same thing. So all cruelty springs from weakness. So that bully, any you youngsters out there, any that are watching this and are getting bullied in high school, hey, I've been there. Hey, we always find a way, and take this and become strong with it. You're stronger for not actually being cruel to that guy, because you could become cruel too. However, you just take it and do something with it. You got to learn how to defend yourself with words. And I'm an entertainer, so don't take this seriously. Don't take anything I say seriously. So yeah, sometimes you have to fight back. You have to fight back. You got to do what you got to do. You can't let these bullies step on you. So if you have to, I remember AZD, my teacher, told me this one time. Sometimes you don't have to, let's say I'm getting bullied. Sometimes you don't have to go and fight that guy right away. But a growl, let's say the lion growls at the person and warns them, hey, don't fuck with me. Sometimes all it takes is a little growl, and that person will back off. So there we go. Every action has its pleasures and its price. Shit. Let's stick to bullying right there. The bully is getting pleasure by bullying that person, and in turn thinks he's making himself strong. So that pleasure that he's receiving from strength, or whatever you want to call it, is going to have a price at the end, because there's going to be someone that's going to fight back, and he's not going to like that, because he is a weak person. Like I said, it says all cruelty springs from weakness. Here's another one right here. Those who are too lazy and comfortable to think for themselves and be their own judges obey the laws. Other senses their own laws within them. So yeah, that was a little deep. So we'll leave that for another time. All right, here's he who is brave is free. So as I was speaking earlier about truth, that most people don't want to listen to the truth or hear the truth. And that song that San Quinn and AZD and Remy were talking about, like, truth really, really hits you hard. So it could hurt. However, it's better, like I said before, I'd rather be told the truth than live in a lie. I don't want to live in a lie. I'm tired of living in a lie, and I'm sure most people are too. And everybody acts fake out there. You know what I mean? How you doing? Blah blah blah. All that. I've said this before. So, all right, here's another one. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. What are your thoughts today, YouTube land? What thoughts do you have in you? I'll tell you a couple of thoughts I had when I woke up in the morning. When I woke up in the morning, my first thought was, where am I? You know, lately it's been saying that's been my thought when I wake up in the morning. Everybody's at a different level here, so you know, I'm gonna speak for me for my experience. So when I wake up, I'm, oh, where am I? And I look around like, okay, what time is it? And then I look at the time. It's right before my alarm hits. So I'm like, okay. You know, sometimes you gotta shake the cobwebs, and I'm like, where am I? What am I doing? What's this? What is this? I don't understand this. So, and then little by little, the truth will come to you. And then the second thought is, fuck yeah, it's time to contribute to survival. So I'm happy that I came back to this life, and now I'm gonna keep moving forward and learning how to be productive today. You know what I mean? So that's another thought. And then after that, you take I got this light right here falling and shit. Yeah, and then after that, you know, you do your routine, you do your cold shower, you do all that stuff, and then keep having those thoughts. That doesn't mean that negative thoughts don't come to me. They come to me. You know what I mean? However, I could ignore them. I could talk back to them, you know, like, let's say, oh, let's give an example. Oh, it's raining outside. I've had this thought before. I'm like, oh man, it's raining outside. You know, so I just say, yeah, it is. No big deal. I got the no big deal from my mentor AZD. So this is a mantra that I use, you know, no big deal. It's raining outside. No big deal. It's cold outside. No big deal. I mean, you could solve these problems, these situations. I don't even call them problems, these situations easily. Like, no big deal. It's cold. There's traffic. No big deal. Put on some music. You know, that's the best time to put on some music or a lecture when you're in traffic. I mean, Jesus, have you ever seen a person when you're driving right next to you, they have some music and they're all tapped in and dancing or whatever? Have you ever seen that? I've seen people do that once in a while, and it's cool. It's cool to see. Put on a lecture, put on some music. You could call your loved one, say how you doing. You know, you could do a lot of things in traffic. Like I said, you got to be aware of your surroundings and don't drive anything. I'm an entertainer, like I said, so that's a perfect time to listen to lectures, listen to, or if you want to do some type of business or something, listen to a business podcast. Here in IMC Nation, we have many different types of podcasts. We have a business podcast, we have a shape-shifting podcast, we have a prolific expression podcast, we have a anime podcast. We have so many types of TV shows here that something you guys will enjoy. Let me see another one here. Oh, here's another one. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Haters, enemies, or whatever. You got to get to the point that they don't even get to you. Whether it's words, whether they throw talk crap about you, do all this crap. You got to get to that point that it doesn't bother you. You know what I mean? And however, you're gonna get haters or people that don't like what you're doing. That's because they don't. There's a quote here by Charles Manson. If nobody knows who Charles Manson is, he was a guy that's in jail. Very intelligent. I don't condone. Like I said, I'm an entertainer. When I hear words that speak truth, it's very cool. He said, "Those who don't understand me don't understand themselves." That really, when I saw that interview and he said that, I could see in his eyes, like, wow, he really knew who he was. However, people looked at him like he was a madman or crazy and didn't understand him. And he said, You're the crazy one for not understanding me. I'm free. The way he expressed himself was so freaking free. He was very he would express a lot of things, you know what I mean? He would act weird and do all these movements like that. And when I see his interviews, look at Tony knows that interview too. So, well, if you guys want to check out Charles Manson, like I said, I'm not condoning anything he did. What I'm talking about is how the man expressed himself. Let's talk about him a little bit. So I remember in this interview, one of the interviewers says, "Oh man, I gotta find that quote. I gotta find that quote for real, man." As I'm looking for the quote, right, let me look at it real quick. He's all, like they say, those who don't understand, don't understand me, don't know themselves, or something like that. I'll find it real quick. Just give me a second, guys. Let me see. That quote really hit me. All right. As you can see, I have a couple of Charles Manson videos here. You know what I mean? So, but I'm trying to find the one where he says those quotes. As I was saying, I don't condone what here it is, Charles Manson. Perfect. I don't have the question that the interviewer asked here. However, this was his answer. And his answer was, "Who do you think I am, girl? If you could pick all the words of the vocabulary that your mother told you, who do you think I am?" Oh, there we go. I think he said, "Who is Charles Manson?" I think that was a question. Let's go again. "Who do you think I am, girl? If you could pick all the words of the vocabulary that your mother told you, who do you think I am?" And this is only a couple of hours. Can you imagine what I would be like in a couple of days with me? I live 100 years in one day. He was telling this interview because he could see the reaction she was getting. And he said, the man said, "I live 100 years in one day." And, you know, that's kind of the process that we're on, you know, this IMC process. There was this weekend, 2 days. For me, it really feels like 10, 20 years, man. It feels like, wow, dude, that was a long weekend. And most people are like, "Man, that weekend went by quick, man." Blah, blah, blah. Not for me, man. I'm just talking about my experience. Like I said, those 2 days were freaking long and beautiful. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, man, those are some long days. And some people say, "I wish they never end." I get all that. Like I said, but to me, those 2 days were like, whew, years. So Charles Manson, check that guy out. Like I said, I don't condone what he did. I'm an entertainer. So let me see. What's another one here? Here's another Stoic quote. "A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for." I mean, Stoicism. You know what I mean? Yeah, totally. There we go. Every beast cap. I hear you. Let me see right here. The other quote. The Stoic quote is, "A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for." I'm a man. I was born a man. I identify as a man, whatever you want to call it. Whoever identifies as whatever they want to be, that's on you guys. I identify as a man. I am from nature. I don't break the laws of nature. Nature's laws says I'm a man, and I'm born a man, and I was born a man, and I love being a man. You know what I mean? If I was born a woman, I would love to be born a woman, you know? So, however, I was born a man, so I love being a man. And what is the job of a man? It's to protect, to serve, protect your loved ones, serve, work hard, and do all that shit, you know? And there's other things, you know? Protect your family, your wife, your children, and all that thing, and provide and man, I remember AZD saying this, like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just tell your family it's gonna be okay? Yeah, it's gonna be okay. I remember he said this story once. Imagine that the world has a comet bigger, the size of the sun or something, coming straight to Earth, and it was gonna annihilate the whole how do you call it, the whole world. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just get your family around and say, it's going to be okay? But Dad, I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared. Daddy, I'm scared. Uncle, or whoever, like I said. And then you grab your kids and your wife and see the comet coming. And if every man on earth would just turn and look at their family and say, it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? And let's say the comet comes closer and closer and closer and closer. And every man, that'll be so cool. Just imagine this. Every single man on earth turns to their loved ones and says, it's going to be okay. And they hug each other. And then that comet comes and it explodes the whole world. However, what was their last thing on their mind, on everybody's mind? That it was going to be okay. You know what I mean? You got to get to that point as a man, as a strong man, to get to that point that you could tell that to your family, that it's going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. You know, this too shall pass. That's another Stoic quote. When you're having hard times, this too shall pass. When you're having a good time, this too shall pass. So all those things. Let's see another one. The best revenge. Every new beginning comes from others, some other beginnings end. See, like these type of deep Stoic quotes, I would like to have more time on them. So I'll just move on from this one. Here's another one. The hottest love has the coldest end. I mean, look, Stoicism is full of truth, and you could just hear it. Like, you're an example. Let's see. The hottest love. Let's get an example. Let's say you're in love with this woman, with this girl. You love her so much, you know, as a young kid. Let's say an 18-year-old kid who's straight out of high school. Hormones are running wild like a motherfucker, and you fall in love with your girlfriend, right? And you're so in love with her, you know what I mean? And you love her, and this and that, and then she loves him and all this. And then boom, something happens. Sometimes you don't even know, because, you know, you're young, you don't understand life, you don't understand love or any of that. And she turns cold. So cold, you know what I mean? She doesn't care, she doesn't this, she doesn't that. There's people that are doing dumb things in order to deal with it. So he goes with this girl, and then let's say she finds someone else, or she's moved on, and she turns cold. That's why that term is used. She turns cold towards him, and all that love he had is now so cold. So let's say the guy goes and says, you don't love me no more, and she'll tell you the truth. It's better to hear the truth, though, guys. She could say, no, excuse me. So like, no, I don't. That is the coldest feeling in the world for that young man. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I love her, I love this, I love that. You know, I've had many friends do a lot of dumb things with it. It's good to get your heart broken. However, you got to learn how to deal with it. And as a man, there's not many platforms for you, especially young man. There's not many platforms where you could see that. However, like I said, IMC Nation, check us out. We don't have all the answers. We don't claim to. We are truth seekers ourselves. So we would change our mind if the truth says, you know, you could just see truth. You can't lie to it. Here's another one. Let's see another one. A friend to all is a friend to none. That one's a little tough too. You know what I mean? You could be a friend to all, could be a friend to none. That could be interpreted many different ways. That one's a deep one too, so we'll stay out of that one too. Let's see another one. You are a little soul carrying around a corpse. I think that was from Untethered Soul. You're a soul carrying a corpse. This corpse, this body is I mean, once your soul is out, it's dead, it dies. It's like boom, it'll fall down. And you know, I remember hearing this somewhere or reading it, that when you're, let's say you weigh 200 pounds and then you die, and then they put that body to weigh it, see how much it weighs, and it weighs the same, 200 pounds. However, your soul left. So the soul is not a material thing. The soul is some type of energy that leaves the body, so the body stays. So that shows you that you're that you were a host, or your consciousness was there and you weren't that body. So you live on and that body is boom, gone. Man, that'd be cool. I wonder how it is. I'm not saying I want to die and shit, but I'm like, how would it be to see your body there and like, oh, I mean, you could get that experience with like transcendental meditation and all that. I've had that's a meditation we do. You have some experiences, or even when you're dreaming at night, you could be laying down and dreaming at night, and you ever had that dream where you get up and then you turn around and your body's still sleeping? Woo, that's kind of scary if it happens for the first time. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the body weighs the same and the soul moves on. Let's see another one here. Carrying around. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. You know, that's the funny thing. I'm always laughing at myself sometimes. I'm like, oh, that was funny. I make fun of myself. You know, that shows me to myself that I could take a joke, I could take words won't hurt, and all those things. You know, like when you're younger, you don't understand and anything. Oh, you're short. I'm like, yeah, no big deal. Like I said, the mantras now I use is just no big deal. Hey, Jose, you're short. Yeah, no big deal. Hey, Jose, you're too brown. Yeah, thanks for the observation. No big deal. Hey, Jose, you're too loud. You're too aggressive. No big. I don't even know why I said that one. That's what people have told me. Like, hey, you're too aggressive. Oh man, maybe I was back then. Now I'm a more stoic, more calm, and that's, like I said, being on this process. Blanca, Street Fighter. Yeah, I hear you, Tony. He loves dancing. Blanca loves dancing. I love dancing too. I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance. However, I'll feel the music and start moving to it real nice. Like, you know what I mean? So let's see another thing real cool. I'll go about 5 more minutes, and we'll be done here. It's impossible for a man to learn what he already thinks he knows. Damn. It's impossible for a man to learn what he already thinks he knows. There's a lot of people like that. Oh, I know. Even for me, I've been driving since I was like 15, 16. I'm driving a car, right? So if I'm driving a car and then someone old, let's say someone older sits next to me and then starts lecturing me on how to drive. Oh, you're driving too close to the car. Or you're too this. Hey, why don't you make this turn? I always listen because you could still learn some things. I don't think I'm the best driver in the world. You know, you don't start. Or let's say I am. Let's say I am. I think I'm the best driver in the world. The reason I think I'm the best driver in the world is because I know. How could I put this? I remember there was a quote that I was trying to use. A wise man, like a man. How did this Stoic quote was like this? It was, I am the wisest man in the world because I know nothing. I am wise enough to know that I know nothing. Okay, there we go. I know I am the best driver in the world because, oh, that was a little tougher to make an example. I know I'm the best driver in the world because I know I'm not the best driver in the world. That was kind of confusing, right? So anyways, from that shit. But that you know, there's many examples you could do, you know. Like I said, let's say I'm driving, because I've had this happen before. I'm driving and then I had this old timer, like, in my day, I like talking to older gentlemen, you know what I mean? I'm out at this bar working, and then I talked to this guy and he's all like, man, what are you driving? Oh, I'm driving so-and-so. What is it, a 6-speed, a 4-speed, or whatever? No, it's automatic. What? Automatic, man? What about power steering? Yeah, it has power steering and all that. And it's so cool, you know what I mean? Now, in my day, power steering was this. And then he flexes. He was an old man. He was like in his 80s. He went like this, and I'm like, dude, that's so cool, man. He was drinking a little or whatever, but it came from such an innocent spot. And I'm like, ah, dude. And then I started asking him some driving questions, and I learned. You know what I mean? You still learn. I would ask him like, hey, how do you deal with this driving, and how do you deal with this and that? He actually gave me some pointers. You know what I mean? It's so cool. So have an open mind with that. You know, don't think that you know everything, because you don't. I don't know everything. Shit, I know. Like the Stoic quote says, I know I don't know everything, and that makes me wise. You know what I mean? Hey, this is gonna be the last one, guys. Raise your words, not your voice. So being a Stoic, and let's say you're having an argument with your girl or someone at work or whoever, raise your words, not your voice. Let's give an example. You could say, let's say this guy, what's a good example? Yeah, let's say your girl is annoyed at your chewing, right? Let's just say that. Let's say you're eating some chips, and then she goes, "Fuck, your chewing is annoying." Rah! I remember Patrice O'Neill, the comedian, would go rah every time he would say a woman would like say something to him like, "You're annoying." Rah! It was, he called them pterodactyls and shit. That's hilarious, you know. But it's all fun and games here, ladies. You know what I mean? It's just I'm an entertainer, like I said. You know what I mean? There's guys that could speak and they'll go rah, you know. Also, so let's say he's chewing, and then she goes, "Fuck, your chewing is annoying." Instead of saying "fuck you," I chew however I want. What are you gonna do, bitch? Right? That's raising your voice. And what's that gonna happen? She could come back and slap you and get scared, or she could fight back, or you know, police could come. So what would be a good answer? Let's say I'm chewing. I'm gonna imagine myself chewing right now. I'm gonna get some chips real quick. And she says, "Fuck, Jose, your chewing is annoying." My answer would be, "Yeah, you're right. It is loud. What do you think I should do in order for it not to be so loud?" "Well, stop fucking chewing loud." Yeah, you're right. I am chewing loud. So what do you think? Should I just like dissolve the chips in my mouth instead of chewing them? I don't know, but you know, you gotta. I'm keeping it going so you could see the Stoicism, raise your words and all that. And then I mean, you just do say the words back that eventually her attack is gonna be like, why am I attacking this man if he's not doing anything bad to me? So okay, how would you like me to solve this this chewing problem if I could? Well, go chew over there. You know, go over there and move. Now it's getting tough here. Like if you don't want to move, or if you're this and that, you know what, baby girl, sweet cheeks, or whatever you want to call her, I am not gonna eat right now. I'm not gonna chew or whatever. I'm just gonna chill here and watch the game or whatever. Yeah, well, I mean, how much could she do before she just says okay? And you know, there's girls that probably like, hey, yeah, if I'm man, no. You just gotta say relaxed and all that. That's just an example. So, anyways, guys, thank you everybody for joining. Much respect to all my IMC brothers, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this. Os Tony, os Octavio, os